have certain podcasts that are wrestling devoted, certain ones that are, going to be devoted to politics, and then random other crap. But if you're a wrestling fan, this next part's going to be for you. So, AEW, we're going to see another summer of Punk?
I think so. Oh, we definitely are.
Yeah.
Now he has the strap on him.
Yeah.
It should be way more interested. Who's the fucking guy? Someone just challenged him. I think it was on tonight.
It was supposed to be on tonight.
I didn't watch it. My phone blew up about MJF's new pipe bomb.
Oh.
And I haven't really watched it. I haven't watched a clear video, but I'm gonna have to watch the video. Go back. But I guess
that makes sense that's his first challenger because he took his first loss to MJF.
Yeah, but it's not MJF challenging CM Punk. I can't remember his name. It's someone from Japan. Who's
getting a New Japan wrestler?
I believe so.
That's gonna be.
And it's a big one, but I feel stupid, and I don't know his name, and I can never fucking pronounce those goddamn.
Wasn't the guy that faced Moxley? Was it?
I don't think so.
It's not like a hardcore kind of guy.
No, I don't know. I think it's one of their faces.
Okay.
I'm honestly gonna have to do.
I love that they have the crossover deals with New Japan though.
Yeah, it's definitely good for the
more in-depth feuds, and you got more options, and it's just
right. Yeah,
kind of intermingles the different styles. Yeah,
especially the hard-hitting style of Japanese wrestling.
Working that into it is and I know Punk, someone who's been out of the game for
Jesus, almost a decade.
What, 2014 he walked out? It's about 8 years. Yeah. So someone like him getting in there and mixing it up with freaking New Japan pro wrestlers of today is something I never thought would even happen.
Right. And actually have really good matches.
Yeah, dude, even the match, like you said, I watch highlights of that shit with wow, I'm having a brain fart.
Page.
Yeah, Page. It's dude, he was that was solid shit. I'm not gonna say it wasn't the craziest match I've seen in AEW.
No,
there's some crazy matches.
Hangman didn't have to carry him.
He didn't have to carry. Right, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, he's keeping up. I think that was a fear of what people had when he came back. Was
Pages usually have a slower pace kind of match.
Yeah,
it's not high flying. It's not
No, it's very controlled.
Good old hard hitting smash.
It's like stiff hits.
Yeah,
very like you said, controlled. And that's kind of what Punk was too. He was explosive, but not explosive to the extent of a high flyer. Other AEW talents they got like that. They're not gonna do. Punk's not gonna do a crazy. What's that pile driver called? That what's his name does? Pentagon. They always do it off the top rope. The frickin' he flips over and does the flip, the pile driver. I can't think of the name of it. It's not like a sunset flip, but it's the Young Bucks do it too. I just can't remember the exact name of it now. But your point is, you're not going to see that kind of offense from him.
No, especially his size.
Especially his size, and now he's been in the game a bit. I'm sure he could do it. He did it. He did that buckshot lariat.
Yeah,
it wasn't perfect, but it was. It was
enough to get his Hangman's attention.
Right, it was enough to get his attention, and for the feud, it played out well. That was good. I didn't think they were going to pull the trigger on him, but they did.
Yeah.
Speaking of AEW tonight, you said you got notifications about MJF's pipe bomb, so we got to watch that. But I heard about Wyatt's rumors now coming all around too.
Yeah, that came after MJF, and now even got what the hell is that? Wrestling Talk or What Culture?
Yeah, What Culture.
They're great guys. I love watching those. That's how I've been keeping up on most of my shit. Especially Simon, he's my favorite guy. He fucking cracks me up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Simon.
Yeah,
he is funny.
The ups and downs are
my
favorite.
I watch the ups and downs all the time.
But I think it was the other two guys, and I don't remember their names.
I get them mixed. I know their names, but I get them mixed up.
I'm just terrible with names.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch the video, but the notification popped up, and I mean to, about the Veen coming. But every time the man tweets, the internet breaks.
Yeah.
And they're like, is he coming back? Where the fuck is he going?
I know. And he changed his Twitter handle now. His name's Wyatt, back to Wyatt in it now. It's
yeah.
So I don't know.
It's just
he sent something out. I sent you the other day. He sent something out it's time or something like that. Close to it's it's almost time, and I'm like, so the world's watching right now, both AEW and WWE. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. They're figuring out who is.
Nobody knows.
It'd be a perfect time to shoot because Hell in a Cell's coming.
Hell in a Cell's coming.
And it'd be a perfect time.
All the talk with Reigns, man. Not sticking around long term.
It'd be a good time to swap the belts.
I tell you what though, if they do that though, if Reigns decides he's going to do the Rock move and he's going to go to Hollywood and focus on that, they need a big star though.
Yeah, they put the belt on.
Like they had the belt on for Reigns, and that's been their project for like going on 2 years now. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's been working.
Oh, it's been working.
Because
but if he ups and loses, he got to up and lose to somebody that's gonna like captivate shit. Because
they don't really have like.
What's gonna happen to the Usos and Reigns later? They're gonna be a tag team, but like they're not gonna be the same thing. They're not gonna have a tribal chief. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a lot different. It's gonna be not as drawing as having Reigns there. So
no, I don't think anybody draws that much.
No, no.
Like Superstar, no one. You don't hear the pops anymore as much as you.
But like if somebody like Wyatt returned and like came back and reclaimed that shit and like
I think
took over,
I think
like that would
be
be
for a few more months.
That would hold on. Yeah.
If depending on how creative takes it.
Yeah.
If it actually takes Bray Wyatt's fucking suggestions.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I don't know. It like all the stories you hear, as a wrestling fan, obviously, it's like going into creative in that company versus now. That's why I think there's a good possibility that he might show up in AEW too, because just based upon the creative genius that Wyatt is.
Right.
Going to a place like AEW is
where
so much more
where he has more of
welcoming, like you're creative as you.
Probably has
like,
a little bit more free range.
Yeah, like you do you mostly. It's like how many times? I mean, Jericho's like the master of reinvention, but
it's like the same character with just.
But like how many times he's tweaked it like geniusly just to make it that much different. You know what I mean? And like the AEW is not going to argue with it. Like the writers are the wrestlers for most of the part of what I've heard. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the wrestlers are the writers and vice versa.
Same thing. Tony still has to give the okay.
Tony has to give the okay, but
it's the same.
Tony's also like a wrestling buff. Like he's like a nerd. You know what I mean? Like you can tell he relates more to like a you and I than like Vince would, because Vince is looking at business perspective and he's got all those shit going in his head.
But
it's a smart move. It's got him this far.
Yeah.
But
that's AEW. WWE is a whole nother program. That's like the major leagues of pro wrestling. You hate it. You hate it or not. But Vince McMahon has to worry about more than just like the fans.
Oh,
he has the TV networks and
it's an industry. It's a He's turned it into something. That's a global phenomenon. That's what it is. That's what WWE is.
I don't care what anybody says. Without Vince McMahon, I don't think pro wrestling would be on the level it's on today.
No, I agree. Yeah, I mean he took it. I mean you look at where it was before him and then after him, and like if we never had the Attitude Era, which a big centerpiece of that was Vince McMahon, and you know what I mean? Like, being on and off TV. Like, he worked behind the scenes, he worked under the fucking spotlight.
Yeah, nobody works harder than Vince McMahon.
Nobody works harder. Yeah, that's what you always hear. Yeah. As funny as some of the ideas that, they critique and people pass on him, and that he approves and thinks are, quote, good shit from John Moxley. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, really? That was your idea? But, like, the man has had a lot of good ideas. You know what I mean? Like, if he didn't, it wouldn't be what it is today.
Not everything you put on TV is a home run.
So I mean,
I guess I still got to keep the corporate happy.
Yeah, I mean you and I watch both, so like, there's differences, there's things I like about both, there's critiques about both, but it's like, dude, it's both pro wrestling. If you're a pro wrestling fan, it seems like now is a time to be a wrestling fan. With all like your options, you know what I mean, to like reach out.
And it's so easy to watch literally any.
We didn't even talk about the smaller ones. You know what I mean? Like we're focusing on those too, but there's still Impact and there's still.
Yeah, you always forget about Impact.
I mean, you always forget about Impact, but like every now and then a guy pops up at Impact and you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, and then you watch a show or so, you know what I mean?
And it's like, oh, okay, I remember why I stopped watching Impact.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
The last time that happened to me was Austin Aries.
Nice.
You remember him?
Yes,
I liked him in NXT and all that, and then he literally, he lost his shit in a match. I forget who he was with in NXT, and he stood him up and walked out and no-sold the finish and just rolled out, and it was
Johnny. Who was he? It was John Morrison or John.
Okay, was it?
Yeah, whatever he's going by.
Yeah, he
no-sold Johnny Elite or whatever.
Yeah, he no-sold the finish and just rolled out, and then it was like.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck?
He was pissed at something, and then they let him go after that. And I was
when you no-sold
a finish. Yeah,
a finish.
It's like
take the pin and then just kind of roll out. It's like you
just ruin the show. Like that's the show. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah. It's like we all know it's fake.
You're supposed to have the audience buy into it, but they're not
you're-
supposed to just watch you
right.
be okay. You know what I mean? Like
it's like we know that didn't hurt you, but fucking come on.
yeah, this is we're supposed to buy into this.
Yeah,
so when you do that, it's kind of like okay, you just kind of throwing away the whole illusion that this is a live action fight that you're supposed to be portraying. So yeah, that was the last time I got it. I think I went into Impact because he showed up at Impact shortly after that.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yes, I haven't watched any.
No, that was
Impact
a while
since it was TNA.
yeah.
Until they came in and they just did whatever. Dixie Carter did whatever the fuck they did to it.
I never kept up with Impact or TNA that much.
No. Once they got rid of the 6-sided ring, I kind of lost interest. I like the
yeah.
I like the 6-sided ring. I thought
Because what made it different?
yeah.
Yeah.
It made it unique. I know the older wrestlers really had a hard time getting used to the get used to it.
Well, yeah, because they're trained in a four-sided, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So
And then
if-
you're like going to hit the ropes and you hit a turnbuckle and you're like, what the fuck? You gotta like change direction.
Yeah, but it added to so much more matches. Like you need
Yeah.
alter the style of matches.
It was different. It was a lot
Yeah,
different. I liked
yeah.
it.
Especially the X Division matches where they would fucking have the cage and then hang.
Oh yeah.
Hang the title like in the center, and they all had like crawl and shit.
Yeah.
Especially when you had like guys like AJ Styles in there.
Oh my god. Yeah. When he showed up at the Rumble, what was that, 16 or something?
Was it that?
That was that long ago. I think it was like 16 Rumble.
Jesus Christ, was it?
6 years he's been in WWE already. Yeah, man. Like
Jesus.
when he showed up, I lost my shit. Like you know what I mean? Like he
Right.
walked through the curtains and I was like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I think he showed up, and it was when they were trying to push Reigns, but Reigns was still getting the boo treatment. Like no one wanted Reigns at all.
No. Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
at
nobody,
that point.
nobody wanted babyface.
Everyone they were pushing him, and everyone was like, no. Styles came out like number 2 or 3, and like just went right down. It was like 1-on-1, and I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
I think it
Like,
would have been better if they came. I thought he came out a little later than that.
I think he was 1-on-1 with Reigns. I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember it was 2 or 3, but I remember him going 1-on-1 with Reigns, and I was like, they're instantly positioning him to be like a player here. You know what I mean? Like they're not just going to put him in the undercard.
Yeah, they put a U.S. title on him. Not sure.
He won the WWE title first, I think.
Was it?
Because maybe you're right. Maybe it was U.S., but like he went right up against Ambrose like the year, like not even a year after. Like he faced Reigns for the title. I remember, lost, but then he faced like Ambrose when they did the draft split with SmackDown and shit. And I think he went right into the main title card. Like then he won the U.S. title with like, but he was facing Cena for it. So it was like, it's still kind of like a world title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're facing Cena. Yeah, man, I don't know. There's a lot of shit. I'm kind of concerned he's going to retire soon, though.
Who's that?
Styles.
Well, yeah, he's what? He's
in his mid-40s, I think, pushing 50.
Could be. Or he could just, you know. What I mean?
He hasn't lost a step, though. I mean, I'm just like going off of what I'm reading. Like he had a how many year contract, and it's coming up soon, and I don't know if they're going to renegotiate. He doesn't know if he's going to.
Right.
So
they put him just gonna, even if he doesn't get like, they push him to like world title. You can still put him in like a comfortable mid card.
Oh, he can. Yeah, he can do anything though. He can.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's definitely probably good for hanging, like dealing with the younger talent.
Oh yeah, at this point he could build up and comers. You know what I mean? Even giving him good matches doesn't have to put him over.
Right.
But like,
Yeah. Even
just showing off the talent, man. Like,
Yeah. Even
100%.
sell him better.
100%. I don't. What gets me is he has never lost with that phenomenal forearm. He has never lost his form. Like you watch, it's always perfect form in the air hitting that
Yeah.
shit.
Even if it's gonna miss.
Even if it's gonna miss, like even with that RKO, he had the perfect. Like I remember when he faced Orton not too long ago. I was on an episode of Raw or SmackDown, but he went to give the phenomenal forearm and he hit the pose perfect and still got RKO'd. And I was like, he gave no indication that he was getting RKO'd.
No.
You know what I mean? Like he went right into it with the arm
that's what I liked
pose
about
and
it.
everything.
You never know when you're gonna get hit with that RKO.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But speaking of Randy Orton, he's out for injury. I think something wrong with his back. From
Yeah.
what Riddle was saying on Raw.
Yeah. I don't think they were planning on dropping. I don't think they were going to unify the titles.
No, I don't think.
I don't think they were going to.
No, there was nothing I read. They said they weren't going to bother.
Yeah. But
But
now
it
with
was
Orton
good.
injured, they kind of
They have a choice.
pressed the issue, and it was just, what the hell are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean,
But
unify the titles, or you're going to have them drop them to somebody else, and it only made sense for them to drop to the Usos. So it's like,
Yeah, considering they're in the storyline and unified it anyway.
yeah.
or they can just go with it. Like, hey, let's just unify the titles and just keep.
I'm wondering if they were gonna.
The tag division is pretty weak right now.
Oh, it is.
WWE.
I'm wondering if they were going to actually end the brand split at that point, or if they were going to continue with having Raw and SmackDown, because it seems to me like the brand split was a last minute thing that I read about, like right after they unified them. And it was like, so I'm wondering if they're just going to like, now they don't know what to do, so they're just going to end the brand.
Right.
Like,
they only put like 10 people on the show anyway. They're like hundreds.
Yeah. Which,
so you might as well, like you're already jumping. Usos are on Raw. And
yeah.
Riddle and Orton's on fucking SmackDown.
Yeah, so for the sake of crossing over, you know, makes it easier to book
Yeah.
matches and keep it fresh.
It's about what they did last time they ended the brand split.
Yeah. It kind of like gets rid of the overexposure. You know, like if you can cross over brands, you have the option to not put the same person on TV every week.
Yeah,
you know what I
like,
mean?
yeah,
Like
it's like the same
losing the
six
shit,
matches.
like losing the aura or something. The only thing I do like though is if going back to the Wyatt thing, if Wyatt does come back to WWE, which if I were him, not like he's gonna take my advice, but if I were him though, you would be. I would think you would be a little cautious of doing that because of kind of what happened with your whole creative thing multiple times now. You know what I mean? Like the direction, like you got.
It's sort of strong and then just like fucking taper off.
They just tanked it in the wrong direction.
Hell in a Cell match. How do you get disqualified in Hell in a Cell match?
That pissed me right off.
Like I can understand piling all that shit on him and then pinning him. Like that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be unstoppable.
Yeah. So if you pile all that shit and then you covered him, should have made it like a false count anywhere shit. That's what I would have done. False count anywhere, Hell in a Cell. That would have been fantastic. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
But the fact that they booked it like that, and then he crushed his head with the stupid hammer, and you know what I mean? Like, it was just...
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Wyatt carrying around that hammer was kind of cool, but like...
I can see the hammer being interesting.
Yeah.
But never anybody actually, like, getting hit with the goddamn hammer. Like, maybe, like, some gut shots. No one ever actually got, like, fucking wall up.
That was a huge-ass hammer that he brought in. Like, that's death. Like, I don't care, that's death.
Right, yeah. It only weighs, like, mostly 5.
That's like Zombieland shit, head splats. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I think there's this scene they do with a big hammer at the end with that. But like, yeah, no, but anyway, with the Wyatt thing, I was like, yeah, I'd be hesitant going back, but it makes sense if he's going to be the one to return.
Right.
And it's not like he's foreign to returning inside Hell in a Cell either. They've done that with Ambrose too. You know, he's shown up when he returned to Ambrose back in like, this is probably 15 or 16 too. He like came back in Hell in a Cell and cost him the match with like Rollins and when Ambrose were going at it after the Shield breakup.
Oh yeah.
And he like showed up and you know what I mean in the cells.
Yeah,
the hologram shit and
they had no idea what to do with the fucking Ambrose after that.
No, they didn't.
They just had him get his ass whooped every week by Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
he was playing the babyface, man. He was playing the
it wasn't
hell
working.
out of the babyface, but it wasn't working.
Yeah, he just like his ass. He wasn't even a fight.
He never had the comeback payoff though. You know?
No, they never. Then they just like.
But
ended him.
I was thinking back to the Wyatt lost the title because he was facing Strowman at SummerSlam, in 2020, and then Reigns came in with Heyman when he first aligned with Heyman and was like, he came into the match like 3/4 into it and was like, yeah, it's a triple threat now. Like,
does that happen? I thought he attacked him after the match.
No, well, he came back and attacked both of them, but then it was like a build up to like, is Reigns going to be in the match? That was like the whole thing they focused on. And they went into the pay-per-view with it being a one-on-one. They started, and then Reigns came out with Heyman like 3/4 in and was like, it's a triple threat now. And it was just like, how the fuck do you do that? Like, and then he came in and like he literally won the fucking title from Wyatt. So that screwed him right over. So it's like, storyline perspective, it makes sense for the Fiend to come back and take the unified title from Reigns now. I mean,
that's true.
It writes itself.
Because he didn't see the Fiend after that.
No, that was the last time.
Besides the view on the hell's it? The Fun House.
Yeah, he like went right into it with I think Strowman a little bit after that, and then he went right into the Orton thing, which lasted like, half a year of build, and then we had one match at Mania, and then he was gone.
Yeah, not a good one either.
No, wasn't it? No, it left everyone like, what the fuck?
It was mostly the Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss half. Like,
yeah, and then it just spiraled into the Alexa Bliss storyline, which to me was kind of like a spit in the face. I know they kind of wrote themselves into a corner. but like, dude, the whole Funhouse thing was Wyatt's whole gimmick, and then like, you know what I mean? Like having Alexa trying to be like the female fiend, and it was like
it just didn't work.
It didn't work, and you know, for a little bit when they were together, it worked.
Yeah.
When they were like the thing, but like, and when he left, it was like, yeah, it's just Wyatt's not there. We're all waiting to see Wyatt. No offense, Alexa, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like we want to see the fiend.
It was good for a minute.
Yeah, it was good for a minute.
But definitely, I'm glad she's back though. But I don't think she's with her fiend version yet. I think she's back to normal Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I think it's flipping and flopping, but I don't know what to do.
It is. It is definitely. Yeah. Yeah. She came back and she didn't seem like she had the fiend in her, but then like the next week it was like
she came back and just like trashed Sonya Deville.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
She's like 5'1".
Yeah. That's
yeah. So
that's fantastic.
Face is like, oh my god, it's Alexa Bliss. It's like someone saying like, oh my god, it's fucking Hornswoggle. Like. You like three, you know what I mean?
A
you got like
little more
50
attractive than Hornswoggle.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know.
But I mean,
I don't know what you're into.
Well, yeah.
If you have a short little people fetish.
I mean, some people do. No judgment. You know, I'm just saying. Like on average, I feel like Alexa draws more tickets than Hornswoggle. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, wrestling's, dude, all over the board. Like I said, if you're a wrestling fan, today's the day. The time is now to be a fan because you got options. Like you like AEW, you like WWE, like we watch both. So keeping up with both, that's something we'll be doing. I'm trying to think of something else. I had a couple cards. We want to get into the deep territory because we're 35 minutes in. So I know we're gonna get into this and we're gonna get canceled probably pretty fast. So hopefully we don't.
As soon as I get comfortable and we start talking real shit.
So
because I might go grab the bowl in a minute.
This is what I'm saying now. Okay, we're gonna break right in. We're gonna break off the wrestling. We're trying to give you guys a taste of everything we're gonna do. I know this podcast is all over the place. We're gonna get it more honed in, but right now it's just
pull a name out of a hat, see who we talk shit about.
Yeah. So I know where I'm just gonna throw a word out at you, and we're gonna see where it goes because it's gonna.